What's going on, everybody? It's EricRayweather back here helping you take your game to the next level, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to beat one of the hardest defenses in Madden 18. Now if this is your first time checking out one of my videos and you want to improve your Madden game, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below. Make sure to hit the bell icon so that you join the notification squad and never miss an upload. So what's up, guys? Like I said, today I'm going to be showing you some ways to beat the toughest coverage in the game for many. I'm still getting asked of ways to beat this. I've made a video on it already, but I wanted to kind of make an update video because there's some better ways to beat this defense now. So I'm still getting asked a lot, how do you beat the Tampa 2 with the middle linebacker over the deep middle? Especially if you're in MUT and there's a lot of 91 zone defensive backs, it can be a pain because when you have 91 zone guys in cloud flats, they tend to play corner routes well, but they also play the hard flat well. If you try to dump it down to the hard flat too quickly, they'll jump it, make interceptions, take them the other way. It's just a pain. And then when they drop this middle linebacker over the deep blue like this, it's going to take away those post routes, which is really the most vulnerable area of a cover 2. And then what they're going to do is they're going to use her over this middle area. If they have a good user and they're not going to give up any quick slants or drags over the middle, it can be a pain. So there's ways to beat this. Now, the first way that I talked about was if you, for example, you don't want to just throw a quick flat route. Like, you don't want to just throw this flat route to Le'Veon Bell or this flat route to Jesse James, because these good zone corners will jump down on it pretty quickly. Instead, what you want to do is you want to send like a drag route, to the flat. So you see here we got the A receiver running a drag route over to the other side. I already went over this, but I'm just going to cover it really quickly again because it is still a decent way to beat it. You see, once the drag clears over here, he's got space because what we're doing is we're forcing those cloud flats to play back. If we throw it to the flat too quickly, they're able to jump down on it. But you see, because we did a drag route that came across the field, the cornerback is way down here defending the corner route, which opens up the flat for us. Whereas, watch what happens, for example, if we just try to throw it to the flat just immediately. Let's see, let's go to this play here. So if we just try to throw it to the flat immediately, you see how, like, Jalen Ramsey just clamped down on it like that? And typically in real game, they clamp down on it even quicker than that. We were still able to pick up about 3 yards, but in game a lot of times you're getting no gain there. But now watch what happens. We're gonna drag Antonio Brown and send him across the field, and watch what happens. It's just, he's so much more open because now that cornerback is forced to go play back there. So you see, we got about 7 yards before we made contact, whereas before we were getting 3 yards, and it was just a much tighter throw because we're forcing the cornerback to play back. So I already covered that, so let's get into some other ways. So what else you really want to do is you want to find post routes that are short, because these short post routes do a good job at getting underneath the middle linebacker. But what else you can do to pretty much ensure that this middle linebacker doesn't defend the post is you want to send a streak down the middle of the field to occupy him. So what happens when you do this is, you see here, we're going to send the tight end on a streak. When you send that tight end on a streak, the middle linebacker is always going to follow him. So when people are dropping that middle linebacker over the deep middle, they're pretty much saying, okay, I don't have to use her any post routes over the middle. This linebacker's got it covered. They're just going to use her the shallow part of the field so they can, stop you from throwing a quick drag or a quick slant or a quick in route. Or they might jump down into the flats and chase one of your drags because it's open. So they're not going to be worried about the post route. But what happens when they're not worried about the post route is if we send a streak down the middle of the field, watch how we're able to get our post route wide open, because you see how that middle linebacker just went and focused on the streak there. We're going to go to the replay here and show you. So you're pretty much, the whole reason that they dropped that guy back there was to take care of the post. You see how he bails out and he takes the tight end there? So you're clearing him out, leaving the post route wide open underneath, and now we're picking up a big gain. So your opponent's dropping him back there because he's saying, okay, I don't have to worry about the post route, but now he does have to worry about the post route. So now you're forcing him to say, well, you either have to go guard that post route, or if you don't guard the post route, I'm gonna hit the drag now. You can't cover both of them. So whenever you're having somebody, run these type of Tampa 2s on you, and they're, you're having trouble finding anything open, use a post route. Try to find one that's short like this. This is in the West Coast playbook, but there's tons of formations that have short post routes. Just make sure you send a streak on the same side of the field. Have the streak on the inside of the post, and the post is going to get open every time. So now we can look at one more way to get guys open in the flat. So you saw, a few plays ago where I tried to dump the flat to Jesse James, and Ramsey clamped down on him. But what we can do is, instead of having him on a flat route, we could put him on an out route. So he's still going to go to the flat, but it's going to delay just a little bit longer and allow us to pick up 4 or 5 yards instead of 2 to 3 yards. So watch what happens here. And then we just possession catch it. See there, we got about 6 to 7 yards. And what happens is, because he's still running to the flat, but it's all about making sure you're not getting to the flat too quickly. Because if you get there too quickly, that allows Jalen Ramsey or whatever cornerback they have to jump down on it, immediately. But this flat route, or this out route, excuse me. See there, we got 5 yards. 4, 5, 6 yards in the flats against cover 2 is good. But when you put him on that out route, what you're doing is you're just essentially delaying him into the flat a little bit. Instead of him just shooting straight to the flat, he has to run up the field for about 3 to 4 yards and then make his cut. And by that time, the cornerback is kind of forced to go back there and defend the corner route. So that's another way that you can take advantage of this defense. So those are pretty much the 3 ways that you want to look to attack this defense. It definitely can be annoying in Ultimate Team when they're, teams have a lot of these souped up cornerbacks. But if you're just patient and you use these tactics, you'll get them out of this defense, or they'll just stick in this defense and you'll tear them up. And another thing to keep in mind is cover 2 post patch. It's not as good as it was, because before the patch you could just leave your pass rush on aggressive and just get crazy block sheds. But now if you fake snap, you're gonna force them to jump off sides a lot. So if someone's running a lot of cover 2 on you, definitely take advantage of the fake snap feature. Do it every drive if you can. You don't want to spam it, because sometimes it can make your guys a false start. But if you just do it one time before you hike the ball, you do this by pressing RB or R1 depending on what system you're on. If they have their pass rush on aggressive, more times than not, about half the time, one of their guys will jump and you'll get a free 5 yards. Because if you're sitting in cover 2 and your pass rush isn't on aggressive, you're usually going to have a decent amount of time to throw. So you're just going to have to pick your poison and dink and dunk down the field. But if they're on aggressive and you're fake snapping them, you're going to get them to jump off sides. And then once you force them to take their pass rush off aggressive and put it back on balance or conservative, then you're going to have a lot more time to throw against this defense. So that's something else to definitely keep in mind. So those are the best ways to beat Tampa 2. Definitely implement them into your game plan. If you guys found this helpful, as always, just drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.